It is 1st of January and it's a perfect day to paint. When you're passionate about something, there are no off days. In fact, every minute away from your passion is painful. Regardless, it is 1st of January and I'm going to honor that it is the beginning of a new year. So I am going to paint a very beautiful floral card with purple daisies and officially welcome this new year for me. So for this New Year's card, let's take a look at the colors we used. And as far as the purple daisies go, I have some in my garden, and I have been thinking about painting them for a long time. And there have been several summers. I mean, I have had them for a few years now. And if you know that these are perennials and they come back beautifully in Michigan, like you don't have to do anything. In fact, they sometimes take over other flowers. So I spend many afternoons looking at them when the bloom comes about in summer. And I can tell you, they're so beautiful. You just can't take your eyes off of them, you know. So it's very natural for an artist, like whatever attracts you is something that you go after in your paintings. So they are constantly on my mind, and I believe I have done one in past and I wasn't satisfied with it, so I wanted to do one again. So this was another attempt, and when I look at them closely, I see that there are several shades of violet, you know, usually a shade of violet with a shade of indigo. So when I compared this painting with the photos that I had from summer, of course the colors were not the same, and it wasn't that I was shooting for the same colors, but the idea behind selecting the colors was, as long as I have at least two pigments, indigo-like pigment and a violet color, and they both had this character of producing a dense mass tone and a beautiful translucent shade, I would have a winner. And same goes for anyone who wants to try this. I mean, you don't have to stick with this color, and I would say just pick any two colors that are a violet and an indigo, and they have a dense mass tone and a translucent. I mean, they're sort of transparent. They don't have like much opacity to them. You would have a winner. So the first color, of course, the violet that I went after was mineral violet. And if you follow my channel, you know that this is one color that is this is one of my favorite violets. You can see why. It has a very beautiful, warm, earthy feel to it, and then it has a dense mass tone, and then it has a beautiful translucent shade to it when you mix water. And I love the way it produces these grains. These grains are so characteristic of a pigment that if I were to pick another violet, I would not get this rendition. And when you're attracted towards a color again and again, it is sometimes the rendition and the character that it gives when you mix water into it, and that's what makes you choose it again and again. And the second color that I chose was indigo. Again, it is similar. It is warm, and it's blue, but it's warm. It has an element of green and yellow to it, and that's what I like. And I like this inky feel, and I love how they mix together. And no rocket science here. I loved how they mix together, and that's what made me pick them. Just trying to get a little bit mass tone on the top to see how dark it is. Just look at it. Beautiful. And then for the stamens, or the center of the flower, I used yellow ochre. I could have gone with permanent yellow deep, but permanent yellow deep is brighter, and I wanted a little bit of a rustic feel to this rendition, and so I stayed with yellow ochre. And then when I was doing this flower, I felt like it needed a little bit more brightness, And that's where the selection of green comes in. And obviously, one of the green that is very luminous is the leaf green, that I know is luminous. I'm sure there are others, but this is something that I knew would bring brightness. So although there is just one leaf and a few sepals here, it gave me the brightness that I was seeking. And for the darker green, it was the usual suspect, the Undersea green from Daniel Smith. I am running out of this color, but I know I'll buy loads of this because this is something I frequently use. Again, a dark algae-like color. It is something that will give you the right amount of shadows if you need, and is warm. Another competing color for me is shadow green from Holbein, but the shadow green is much cooler and far more subtle, and Undersea green is warm and has the same character of giving the shadows or the darker leaves wherever you need them, and you can mix them very well with any shade of lighter green. So those were the colors pretty much, and of course I used a bit of Winsor Newton white ink. So negative painting, or I don't like using masking fluids at all. I just don't like the feel of them. And I could use negative painting if I wished. But with my style of painting, I believe Winsor Newton white ink is a better option. But if you can, you could very well do negative painting to produce these white lines. So I hope you enjoyed this session, and I hope you'll give this one a shot.